Welcome to the final exam, question number 22. And it gives us a concrete bearing wall supports a uniform load of 6 kips per linear foot. W equals 6 KLF, including the weighted wall. So it has the weighted wall in it. If the wall footing is supported on a clay sand, what is the minimum required footing width? And it says so we're looking for, we have clay sand. And we also have find min footing width. Alright. It also says use the table on UBC, or use UBC table 18-1 or 18-I-A, which is reproduced on page 142. So let's turn to page 142. If I said 32, I am wrong. And what we want to look for, this is the way I'm looking at this is I'm assuming it's let's say it's a spread footing. So you have this type of thing where you have, oh, that's a little bit crooked. You have what? 6 KLF. And it's asking, okay, you have 6 kips per linear foot. How wide does this thing have to be? So what I see this is a bearing issue. You're going to have square foot of bearing, and you need to figure out what the allowable bearing pressure is. And then you simply need to say, okay, well, I have a foot of this. And if you have a foot of this, you multiply 6 kips per linear foot times 1 foot. This is 1 foot. Then you get 6 kips. So and you say, okay, well, 6 kips divided by how many square foot is going to get you good with your bearing pressure. All right, that's the way I'm looking at it. So let's figure out what the allowable bearing pressure is, and that's what that table is going to give you. Allowable bearing pressure, and it go down allowable foundation pressure pounds. That's what we're looking for. We go down to number 4. It says sand, silty sand, clayey sand. We have clayey sand, and therefore we get an allowable bearing pressure of 1,500 pounds per square foot. I believe that is, yes, pounds per square foot. So we equals 1,500 pounds per foot squared. Let's put it like that. And let's change what? We don't need to change anything. We have kips. We know this is 6 kips. So 6 kips times 1 foot. 6 kips per linear foot times 1 foot equals 6 kips. We know this is 1 foot times what width do we need? So if we divide 6 divided by 6 kips divided by, we know the area here, it's going to be like a P. I'm sorry, let me erase this and say it's P over A. Let's look at it like a P over A situation here. So P over A equals allowable bearing pressure. Your P is 6 now that we got it, divided by A, which we don't know, equals, well, it needs to be less than or equal to 1,500 pounds per foot squared. All right, so this also equals 1.5 kips per foot squared. All right, so 6 divided by, well, let's just figure out what area is, and we already know, actually, let's not do that. Let's say this is what? L for length. And then this equals W for width. A equals width times length. We know length because we made it equal L. Equals 1. So 1 foot. And now we need to know W foot. So let's solve for W. If we want to put W, we need to put W over here. Therefore, we need to put 1.5 over here on the bottom. So 6 divided by 1.5 divided by 1. And you get W equals 4 foot. So that is our answer. W equals 4 foot. And we look down on the bottom. And we see that number C, or letter C rather, equals 4 foot. That would be our answer. C, 4 foot. And I hope that makes sense. If you did a 2 foot width, you could do the same thing. 6 times 2 foot. 6 times 2 foot, if you look at a 2 foot area, I guess, or length, is going to be 12 kips, correct? And you're going to divide that, assume it's divided equally over that entire bearing area, which is going to be, whoops, not exactly true. It's going to be right here, and that's going to be 2 foot. Our length is 2 foot, and our width is 4 foot again. So our area is 8 foot. So 12 divided by 8, 12 divided by 8 is 1.5. And that's what we got again, 1.5. So as you can see, it doesn't matter how long that is, since you're doing it per foot, it works out that way. So our answer once again is C. I will see you on question number 23.